Group, you ready for this? I'm sober. Hi guys, I'm MB. Welcome to That Wealthy Life. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I've got my tea. Spilling the tea today, my friend. Not literally. Not literally. Dad would kill us. I want to talk to you guys about something today that is really personal to me, and it's something that I've been considering for the last, honestly, couple years. And that is my decision to remove alcohol from my life for good. This is something that I have felt the need to do for a long time now, and honestly was scared. I was scared because alcohol is such a social norm for us. Just what we do. We go out for happy hour. We go out for drinks with friends. We go and have champagne to celebrate something. And I remember thinking, like, when I first knew that I wanted to do this, oh my God, what are people gonna think of me? People are gonna think that I'm so weird for not wanting to drink. And then I got over it. What other people think of me is there, whatever. What I think of myself and the standard that I hold myself to is so much more important to me than what anyone else has to say or anyone else's opinion on my decision for myself. Kind of working through that made me realize that I needed to make this video in case there was someone else out there who was going through the same things that I am, knowing that this is something that you want for yourself and that you need for yourself, but you're scared. So I guess I should start with kind of my history with alcohol. Way back in high school, I was one of those kids who didn't drink. Shocking. To be honest with you, like, I just didn't care to. It wasn't important to me. I didn't feel like it was a make or break for my high school experience. Also, I was super scared of my parents, but it wasn't important to me. It was more important to me to make sure that my friends and the people around me were safe or had a ride home. Cut to college, that was kind of like my first true experience with alcohol, with drinking. I mean, I had your typical college experience. I was in a sorority. I went to fraternity parties. It was a lot of fun. Post-college, I went to grad school. I think of this time as kind of the bridge between my college student life and being an adult. I worked really hard during the week. I was a full-time student, had a part-time job, and I went out on the weekends until I got my first job and moved to Chicago, that I think my relationship with alcohol had shifted. This happened for a few reasons. First and foremost, I was in a very different chapter of my life. When I moved to Chicago, I was newly single. I moved there the week after my 25th birthday. I was there for a couple of years, and it was a really defining chapter in my life. Also during this time, I landed my first job, which was super exciting and really stressful. Living alone meant that I was lonely a lot of the time, and even though I had a great group of friends there, everyone kind of had their own lives, and you know, I'd go to work during the day and be surrounded by wonderful people, and then go home at night and become bored or become lonely. And I started filling those voids not only with food, and I was very, very deep into my binge eating disorder at this point in time, which is a different topic for a different day. Suddenly started relying on alcohol to fill a void. If I would get home from work on a Friday night and I was getting ready to go out, I'd pour myself a glass of wine. If I had a really stressful Wednesday and needing to kind of chill out when I got home, I'd pour myself a glass of wine. So pretty soon, alcohol, it became routine to cope with situations in my life that were negative. I was also going through a really, really, really unhealthy part of my life. Didn't care to take care of myself. I didn't care to exercise. I didn't care to eat a nutritious diet. I just cared about finding these little pockets of temporary highs, whether that was overeating to fill this void with binge eating, or having a couple glasses of wine. Once I moved back to Michigan, I got a new job, I met my now husband, and all these positive things started happening. Because of this, I started to make positive changes in my life with my lifestyle in terms of what I was eating. I started working out again. But I noticed that alcohol was still kind of hanging out, and in this pattern of, oh, I'm stressed, I'll pour myself a glass of wine. Oh, I have to work late tonight, I'll pour myself a glass of wine. And it just got to be something where I would come home from work and I was in a job where I didn't feel like I could log off once I got home, taking work home with me. And so I'd have my computer open as I'm answering emails and I'm also making dinner, and I just couldn't relax. I couldn't shut down and chill out when I got home. And so my solution to that was, okay, as I'm making dinner, as I'm answering these emails, as I'm doing all these things, I'll have a glass of wine. To relax more, I would have a glass of wine with dinner. And pretty soon I'm passed out on my couch and I fall asleep and I wake up and it's 2 o'clock and I go to bed. So now I'm not sleeping well. And the next day I'm tired and probably not eating well. And it was just this vicious cycle. I finally got to a point where I'm like, I'm sick of this. I can't keep doing this to myself. I knew that this needed to change. And I would kind of experiment with gauging like how people's reaction would be if I did decide to stop drinking. So, you know, New Year's Day, I'd be like, okay, January 1st, I'm not drinking for the entire month of January. And I wouldn't. And I would think to myself, okay, this is great, like I can do this. Kind of let myself have these months of experimentation when really I knew deep down that this change had to happen. And so back in March of this year, I had family vacation in Florida. We had a great time and we ate a lot of good food and had wine with dinner. And by the time I got back, I was just feeling so crappy that I had a dry April, I had a dry May. The first weekend of June, I had gone home to see my sister's new apartment and I had a bridal shower for my best friend and I had a glass of wine at each of those things and felt horrible and was so hungover that I thought, okay, this is it. This is the last time I know in my heart that I'm ready for this to be done. The last time I've had alcohol is June 2nd of 2018. I am so excited to check back in a year, let you know how my first year of sobriety has been. And it's weird because whenever we hear the word sober, like, oh, I'm 6 years sober. The word sobriety, I feel like, is so negative, or it has such a negative connotation in our society, and I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be, I'm sober because I can choose to not drink and I don't have to be pregnant. I don't have to be this. I don't have to be that. I don't have to have some other qualifying factor in order for this to be okay. It's just what I want. It's just what I want for myself. It's what I want for my life. I like the person that I am when I'm sober. I like the person that I am when I'm not drinking. I like the decisions that I make when I'm sober. I love feeling full of energy. I love feeling happy all the time. I love sleeping better. I love wanting to take care of myself, and all of those things are so much better when I'm not drinking. And if you're making a decision for yourself that's better for you, whether that's how you exercise, whether that's how you eat, if you choose not to drink, the only thing that should matter is that you're happy and that you're okay with it. It does not matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter what anyone else says to you. If anyone has a problem with what you're doing, it's their problem. It is 100% their problem, not yours. The act of what you're doing is stirring something up in them that they're not comfortable with, that they need to deal with themselves, and it's not your responsibility to solve that for them. It's more important for me to be judged for doing something that is beneficial to me and that I feel good about than to be judged for doing something that maybe I wouldn't have normally done if I were sober. I'm telling you all of this because I want you to know that if you are in a space where you know that alcohol isn't serving you, maybe it's time to give it up or kind of readdress your relationship with it. Don't listen to anyone else but yourself. Your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship that you will have in your life, ever. I love my family, I love my husband, I love the people around me, but I am stuck with me forever. I had to take me everywhere. And so I'd rather be doing things and living a life of things that make me happy and make me feel good down to my core than doing something that makes someone else feel better with the decisions that they're making with their life. If you need support, if you need someone to talk to, and you're just ready for change, please don't be afraid to message me. I'm so proud of you no matter where you are today, even if you and I don't know each other. I want you to know that you are so loved, and I am so, so proud of you. You've got this.